Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nate McNamara. You might know me as the Walmart Young Buck. And tonight, we're going to take you on a journey. We're going to take you on a journey into the career of the greatest, most dominant, and most decorated combat sports athlete in the history of mankind. I'm speaking, of course, about the Conqueror, the Beast Incarnate, the mayor of Suplex City, Brock Lesnar. How's everybody doing tonight?
Well, I'm ready to take that trip down memory lane. It's Suplex City's town hall. Let's go.
Suplex City, bitch. All right. As always, we got Shadow and we got Sean joining us tonight. Scals is in the background. He might pop up later. Who knows? We'll see.
Okay, the next step.
So, this is where we're going to get into the round table. If Scals wants to pop back in, you are more than welcome to. We'll could just dive right into it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you know the drill. We're going to start with his in-ring work. Something I think is criminally underrated. But Shadow, we'll start with you.
In-ring work is a solid 8. There's still elements to his game that could be better. I mean, any professional wrestler, it's really hard to hit that 10 spot for in-ring. But I'm going to walk away with this with an 8.
Fair enough. What about you, Sean?
I ain't Shadow said at all. I mean, I have to agree with them. It's a solid 8. It's he kind of obviously for his own health and the way he was a heel most of his career, he had to change his movesets to very limited, but he can still be athletic at the same time. So that's why he gets an 8.
So I think, we actually have a consensus here. We all said 8. Brock Lesnar is legitimately one of the greatest in-ring workers of all time. I will not take an argument to the contrary because he's still to this day one of the best sellers on the planet. Dude sells like a motherfucker, especially when he's wrestling someone that he enjoys working with.
Right. If he likes you, he'll sell. If he doesn't like you, you see it.
Hey, he sells so good that he changes colors.
There's
he doesn't hide the fact that he doesn't like somebody in the ring. You can see it.
Oh yeah.
If he's not having it, he's just not selling, and you can see it.
Right. There's a very obvious formula to Brock Lesnar's matches the last 6-7 years. There's a reason for that. It's because the suplexes get the pop out of the crowd, and the Brock Lesnar's the way that Brock Lesnar is viewed is this legitimate fighter. He is a legitimate fighter. So why would he have to do all this, convoluted shit like put you in a sharpshooter or a Boston Crab or headlocks and shit? No, he's going to get in there. He's going to beat the fuck out of you. That's Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
So I understand that he has this formula to his matches, but it's necessary because if it was if he came in and was just trading headlocks with Kevin Owens for half an hour,
you're not going to buy that.
He's not going to sell tickets.
No,
people go to watch Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of somebody. And for that, I say his in-ring work is in 8. Babyface work. This where we might have a little bit of differing opinions on this, but Shadow, I'll let you go.
Prior to Cowboy Brock, I'd give it a 2.
Oh, yeah.
With Cowboy Brock, it brings it up to about a 5.
Okay.
I think it's right in the middle.
Okay, fair enough. Sean?
To be honest, I didn't really like Brock Lesnar at all till he became Cowboy Brock, and I saw that different side of him. And I'm and I always respected Brock for his, his abilities and stuff. But for a Cowboy Brock, I'm gonna give it a 6. Just for that alone. Like Shadow said, at previous work, not so much. But the Cowboy Brock really, he was his own person pretty much. He was really him, being himself. So that's what really taught me is country boy.
Oh yeah. If we were just talking about, the beginning of his career after I think it was when Big Show turned on him and he was a babyface, he was likable, but you didn't buy it. because like he was this guy that showed up, beat the shit out of the Hardys, beat the shit out of Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and now we're just supposed to like him all of a sudden, like less than a year after he debuts. I don't buy it. But now with the Cowboy Brock run, I think one of the best babyface runs in the last 10 years. I wouldn't say it's the best. I wouldn't put it above like Daniel Bryan or Seth Rollins right now, honestly. I wouldn't put it over people like that. But definitely one of the best. Brock Lesnar's babyface work is, when he's motivated and he's loving what he's doing, he could be the top babyface in the company. But because of how bad it was in the early stages of his career, I give it a 6. So it kind of cancels it out a little bit.
Can I add? He's the reason. Yeah. Cowboy Brock is the reason why I actually grew out my hair. Like
he's got like the Goro ponytail and shit. I love that.
Last summer, before I cut my hair, so 2 summers ago, I guess. No, I don't know. Either way, I had it braided. You've seen it, Nate. It's like from here all the way back. It was braided.
Oh yeah.
Sides were shaven, and I love Brock. I really do.
Oh yeah.
Huge fan of him.
What? Someone said something. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. You said a keyword in there, Nate. Motivated. Yeah, I did. Absolutely. Motivated Brock Lesnar is so fucking fun. And I'm pretty sure, like, his entire last run, he was motivated the entire time. Like, 100%.
You can say that about any athlete. If they're motivated, they're going to be having fun.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Randy Orton is another one that's just like that. When Randy Orton's bored, he's boring.
Yeah.
But like when Randy Orton's having fun, he's one of the most entertaining superstars.
His last run, he just had, especially with Riddle, he was motivated. You can tell he was.
I don't think he was motivated. I think he was just having like the motivation part. I still don't know if it's there, but he was having fun.
So the thing that I noticed, if you haven't watched Randy Orton on the Stone Cold podcast, if you haven't seen that episode, I highly recommend going back and watching it. Randy Orton is actually like in a stage of his career when he feels more motivated than ever because he's grown up, he's matured, and he wants to help build the younger talent. That's why he's like not fighting for world titles anymore. Randy Orton he's like, how do I put this? He's the Chris Jericho now. But like he's not fat and terrible in the ring.
He's not Crisco Jericho.
Yeah. But anyways, Randy Orton, we love him. Hopefully he returns on Monday when I'm at Raw. I'll be super fucking excited if he does. They're not gonna wait till Survivor Series. If Randy Orton is supposed to be in that match, because they put Drew McIntyre in it already, or they're about to. They're not gonna wait till Saturday because people are gonna spend the whole week thinking it's CM Punk.
Yeah.
So they're gonna get ahead of it and reveal who's going to be that 6th or 5th person on the babyface team.
And everyone in the chat, we're going to keep it a surprise for Sammy because she has to work. So if he comes back,
I'm not giving. I'm just going to text her immediately. I don't give a fuck if you got to work. That's your own fault.
If Randy Orton shows up on Monday night when I'm at Raw, I'm going to fucking video call her right then and there. Like,
I tried, Sammy.
There ain't no saving that shit.
She would probably block me, but
I'll take the block.
Excuse me. Let's move on. Heel work. I feel like we'll have a more unanimous decision or close to it. What do you think, Shadow?
Heel Brock to me just fits the persona, the build of his body, the style he likes to wrestle. So for me, it's an 8.5.
Okay.
Because there is some tendencies to his heel game that is very underlying that could use. Because you got to think, a lot of his heel work, he wasn't the mouthpiece to himself.
No, not
so
at all.
You can't credit him for Paul's talking. So that's what brings it down to 8.5 because of his talking isn't there.
Right. Sean, what do you think?
I think I'm going to agree with Shadow, like on an 8.5. And I was at WrestleMania this year, the Raw after Mania, the worst Raw after Mania in history, in my opinion. When he turned on Cody, which, well, I'm not saying that was bad. I'm just saying the Raw, But when he turned on Cody, and I was actually kind of sad. I was legitimately sad because, like, are we gonna not get Cowboy Brock anymore? Which isn't a bad thing, but it's just like, damn, like this is
I
what
love
made me
Cowboy
actually
Brock.
love. Yeah, I love Cowboy Brock.
Coming
Like,
out in a fucking black tank top and jeans and a fucking
right.
cowboy boots. Fuck yeah.
But for me, it's an 8.5, of course, because like Shadow said, Paul Heyman did all the talking, which was obviously great for his career. Also, when he was the heel, he was still entertaining. Like Brock Party was one of the best things ever.
Fuck yeah, it was.
So
The shit between him and R-Truth will never phase.
Oh,
that
my
shit had me dying laughing. One of my favorite things he ever said backstage, though, is like he grabbed the mic, he gave it to Paul Heyman. He was like, "Here, Paul, say something stupid." Like,
well, yeah. I think with his heel work, I think I'm pretty much on the same level of 8.5 there. As a heel, everyone, knows he's beating the shit out of everybody that he's wrestling, But like the only thing that keeps it from him being a 9 or like even a 9.5, because he's a fantastic heel. One is he's not the one doing the promos most of the time. And the other thing is most of Brock Lesnar's appearances, even as a heel, the crowd's cheering for him. The crowd explodes for him because he's Brock Lesnar. He's the alpha male of our fucking species.
He's got that. I want to say he's got that Stone Cold anti-hero.
That aura around him, yeah. Like,
and he doesn't give a shit about your kids. So
yeah, I don't give a shit about your kids. Yeah, that was one of the best things ever. I got to see, for the very first time in my life, I got to see Brock last year, and I actually got to see him twice last year. Or this year. Sorry, this year. I saw him at that episode of Raw earlier this year when who was it? MVP accidentally spilled vodka on him or tequila on him or something. That was cool. Got to see him F5 MVP. And then I saw him at SummerSlam. When that guitar hits, I don't know if it's the frequency of it or like the instant explosion of the crowd. The hairs on your arms stand straight up and you get goosebumps in every fucking hair follicle on your body. That legitimately happened to me. And I was lower level, but like I wasn't right up there. You know what I mean? It's a different energy, dude. It's something else.
It brings that real fight feel to anything.
Oh yeah. And yeah, so for that I say 8.5. And then now we move on to probably the weakest facet of his game. Most definitely the weakest facet of his game is promo skills. Shadow.
Earlier years, I give him a 1 because he stuttered over himself so much. Like even when you consider the promo he did with Eddie, it still was not where it needed to be. I mean, it's Eddie. Eddie's the one that made that whole promo the promo.
Oh yeah,
like that whole feud promo wise. It's Eddie.
No one remembers what Brock said.
Right, exactly. You go into his most recent run, still not the strongest, but he did significantly improve his promos. So in the latter years of his career promos, I give it 3.5, 4. Because he severely lacks that. He's not a talker. He's more physical. He needs to, his body does the talking.
Yeah. I just remember that backstage segment where he goes, I'm coming hard.
Yeah, he does for Sable.
Anyways, Sean, what do you think?
To circle back to Eddie thing, where you said nobody remembers what he said. Like the only thing I do remember is that mariachi segment he had for Eddie Guerrero, like when he was coming out like with the mariachi.
Yeah, the fucking sombrero and the guitar. Yeah, that was funny.
That's the only thing I remember. I don't remember anything he said like during that. So for him, since Paul Heyman did all the talking pretty much, I would give him a 3. Just simply, up until his like Cowboy Brock, where his Cowboy Brock was a little bit better. He's more comfortable. So pretty much 3.5. So
fair enough. Real quick, everyone who's watching on TikTok, I see there's a few of you in here. I have the Twitch right there. Come on to Twitch. Come watch live on Twitch. The view's a lot better. Actually, maybe not, because you can see all of us a lot clearer on Twitch. But, yeah, come on over. I put the link, not the link, because I'd get in trouble for that. Right in the description. So go ahead and just come on over to Twitch and come see us. Anyways, mic work. I give him a solid 4. And again, I think it comes down to you already came. Good for you, buddy. I don't think I need to know that, but
he's coming hard.
I'm just kidding, Sniper. How you doing, man?
Coming hard.
I'm coming hard. Yeah. Not good on the mic. Every now and again, he'll have a flash of something that's like funny, or he'll say something that's kind of off-putting, and it'll kind of throw you off. Once in a while, he can cut a good promo if he's not yelling, because when he yells, it's high-pitched, and it's not very scary.
What's that earlier this year where he cracked his voice in a promo?
Yeah. So, overall body of work, what do you think, Shadow?
Overall body of work, I'm giving him, just like I said, his in-ring, an 8.
Okay. John.
Overall body of work. Also, can I add how underrated his feud with Bobby Lashley was? Since you brought up MVP earlier. Overall, I'm gonna give him a 9.
Before Nate goes, that feud with Bobby Lashley was albino versus the fucking thumb.
Fucking that feud was pretty underrated, and I thought they actually put on some pretty decent matches. I think Lesnar put on underrated matches with Samoa Joe too, and honestly, he had a match with Braun Strowman that was really good.
One match I would have loved to see that happened like it was
Keith
at
Lee.
the Royal Rumble in the Royal match. Yeah, Keith Lee was like, "Oh, he's a big boy."
That was the 2020 Rumble. That was the one that Drew won.
WWE dropped
I
the
still
ball
think
with
that
that
was
one.
I still think that was the most perfectly booked Royal Rumble of all time. Like, Paul Heyman was the producer of that match, and it shows. So Brock Lesnar, like, he comes out, eliminates, people like MVP and John Morrison in like super quick fashion, Elias and all them. And then like
Shelton a little bit. Yeah, let's go.
Yep. And then just chucks him over. Kofi Kingston comes out, and then they tell the story of, Kofi lost his title to Brock Lesnar back on the Fox premiere of SmackDown in 8 seconds. So Kofi puts up a fight. What's up?
Shitty fact about Brock Lesnar and Kofi Kingston is Brock Lesnar just beats every black champion for their titles.
He does.
Someone had to say, I'm sorry.
Kofi, McGee, Bobby Lashley.
The Rock,
you just know something, Brock?
Like a half of The Rock.
He's still half black.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, I'll let you go again. My bad.
Yeah. So where was I?
Vince should have put a hood on him.
Where was I? What was I talking about? I missed it.
The Rumble.
The Rumble. Oh, yeah.
Kofi.
So you got Brock Lesnar, and then Kofi Kingston comes out, and then you get Xavier out there, and then you get Rey Mysterio out there, and there's like 3 guys. Or no, it was Big E. It was Big E, not Xavier. Kofi, Big E, and Rey Mysterio, and then he ends up eliminating like all 3 of them at the same time virtually. And then you get Keith Lee, and then you get Braun Strowman. Then you got these 3 beasts in there, these fucking hosses. Keith Lee walking into that ring, and Brock Lesnar goes, "Who's this big fucker?" Like, the cameras caught him saying, "Who's this big fucker?" And he just drops Brock Lesnar, and then Strowman comes out, and then he tosses all of them over. And then you're like, oh, God, who the fuck else? And then fucking Ricochet comes out. And you're like, oh, God, Ricochet's going to be gone in 2 seconds. And then Ricochet actually sticks around for a little bit. And then comes Drew McIntyre at number 15, I think.
Mid-Rumble, yeah.
And I'm like, this is where Brock gets eliminated. I literally was like playing it out in my head. I'm like, I just don't know how it's going to happen. Like, is Ricochet going to do something? Is Brock like, and then Ricochet just kicks him in the dick like an asshole. And then that Claymore hit so hard. And that is another one of those just ungodly loud pops that I've seen in my entire life. And that one Claymore to Brock in that Royal Rumble made Drew McIntyre a made man for the rest of his career. Period. I think at that point it was kind of a foregone conclusion that he was going to win the title from Brock Lesnar. So no one was really worried about that because Lesnar always goes on the hiatus after Mania. But that moment, like, solidified Drew McIntyre's place in the WWE hierarchy. With that being said, Shadow, where can we find you?
You can find me right here every Saturday night with the Ringside Crew, a.k.a. Ringside Chatter with Dusty and Scalzone. And Monday nights you can catch me and Jack's Boat with Sorry for the Interruption, where we don't give a fuck if we interrupt your night.
All right. Sean, where can we find you, buddy?
Find me over on our sister channel with Rivet City Radio for Sunday's table spot with Mike, Metalcore Mike, Cam G, and I discussing everything. You can find me occasionally on Wednesdays on Rivet City Radio with IWG with Will Gray. And you can find me on social media, Alpha Wolf Sean B 2.0 Instagram. Click the link. Find everything there. I'm not going to explain everything else, so you know what to do. Buy my merch on Off the Top merch site as well. The Sin City Wolf. Go buy it. Put some money in my pocket. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Jordan says you can find me in the comment section. Boy, we can find you in the barnyard, all right?
And the petting zoos.
Y'all can find me on TikTok at Nate McNamara WB. That's pretty much it. You can also find me here every 2 weeks. I think in 2 weeks, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to branch out from pro wrestling again and jump into the entertainment world. I was rattling this around in my head lately, and I actually made the decision today. I woke up this morning, got in my car, went to work, put on my phone. Every single day, I put my entire music library on shuffle and just listen to whatever pops up. It's my favorite thing in the world because I almost never get repeat songs. I woke up this morning, put my library on shuffle, and the very first song that came up was Numb by Linkin Park.
Yes.
And I'm like, I have a career retrospective tonight, and I remember how the Robin Williams one ended. It went so well, and I thought we had a great time doing it. This is going to be a tough one. It's going to be difficult. I'm sure it's going to be, there's going to be emotions and stuff coming out. But 2 weeks from tonight, join us again. We're going to be taking on the career and the life of Linkin Park lead singer Chester Bennington.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Yes. Please join us. I'm gonna get working on that outline this weekend and get it done, and then we're gonna push this really hard. We're gonna get people in here. It's gonna be different.
I love it because, like I said, I'm a huge Linkin Park fan. I have a signed photo of the entire band on my wall. So
hell yeah. 4 weeks from now, I feel like 2 weeks from now we can afford the sad, emotional, borderline depressing episode that we're probably going to have.
Kicking off December with a great start.
Because 2 weeks after that, we're going to take on the career of WWE's resident Santa Claus, Hall of Famer, Mick Foley.
I got to get my Santa suit for that. I got to order my Santa.
What is
You're not
that you're
wearing
wearing
it
now? I mean, the only thing you're missing is a red coat, bro.
I love how me and Nate are like, aren't you wearing it now?
Oh God! All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.